All right, y'all. Welcome back to Give Me the Mic, where we motivate, inspire, and cultivate the culture one voice at a time. Today, we're shining the spotlight on my brother who's redefining what it means to lead with vision and purpose. JD Craigman is the force behind 7 Iron Golf, blending swagger, style, substance out on the green. He's an entrepreneur, proud member of Omega Psi Phi, and he's here to show us how to move with intention on and off the course. We're going to welcome to the mic JD Craigman.
My favorite thing about my salon is the Texture Club. It looks like this, but it feels like this. One easy monthly payment that transforms the way I look and feel. So when I leave, I feel like I'm walking the runway, all dolled up.
A beautiful journey. I've always dreamed of an exciting, passion-filled career in the beauty industry. When enrolled in Cosmos School, it was amazing. After all, beauty was my thing, but I knew it was just the beginning. Next, I needed to find a salon home that was going to help me take it up a notch. aducareer.com showed me the way. Teamwork, branding development, coaching, product knowledge, and more. The apprentice training program changed my life. Find out more about the amazing possibilities.
There's 3 golf shoes I want to see come back for 2025. Tell me what you think. Jesus Christ, I'm acting crazy today. Too much pre-workout. What's up? It's your boy JD with 7 Iron Golf, and today we're talking about 3 golf shoes I want to see come back for 2025, starting with number 1, the Air Max 97s, and please bring this back with the Kilty. I think there's so many new colorways that we can bring out for 2025, 2026 that'd be extremely dope. I'm looking forward to seeing these come back. My second shoe on this list today will be the Dunk Lows, another super dope shoe. Bring back the spikes, and just think about the different colorways that can be dropped with this shoe as well. We're talking about every high school color, every college, every pro team. The variations are endless with this shoe. So how about the pandas? Bring back the pandas with some spikes. I definitely would like to see that. And my third shoe, and obviously everyone's favorite shoe, would be the Jordan 1. We're bringing them back with the chunky soles and the spikes as well. When these came out years ago, the leather was supreme. It was super chunky, super soft, great quality. I want them to bring this exact same version back out. They'll be limited, but definitely worth it. That's my 3 pairs of shoes I want to see come back between 2025. Tell me what you think in the comments, and what shoe you want to see drop. Peace.
What? Welcome, JD.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Great intro, by the way.
Yeah, we had to drop the sponsored ad for us.
I love it.
Sponsor all dolled up salons. They're making this happen for us, and thank you, Give Me the Mic, for giving me the platform. So, JD, it's all about you. Let's jump right in it. Like we're here now. What inspired you to launch this 7 Iron Golf project?
Well, first and foremost, Ben, thank you for allowing me to be on this platform and talk about 7 Iron Golf and exactly what we do and what we intend to do in the future. Initially, we started 7 Iron Golf. Obviously, if you've seen from the videos before, I'm a huge sneakerhead. I've been a sneakerhead all my life. And as I entered the game, I wanted to be able to play the game, but then stand out a bit. Outside of my mediocre play in golf, there had to be a way for me to differentiate myself on this course. And that was either with style and swagger. And as most of us do, we try to match our shoes with our shirts and so forth. But what I realized was the untapped space was the golf glove space. And a lot of times you would play golf and you'd want to match your glove with the shoe. And there were very limited options, I would say. As playing the game of golf, I saw an opportunity for me to tap into a space that I felt needed some additional innovation. And here we are, 5 years later, 7 Iron Golf is making an impact across the world.
Right. You know, you know, to be honest with you, I've never heard you explain it like that. And now it's making a lot more sense because again today, so we went out with Brumore, and so I was trying to match the fit. I got your black with the purple top glove, so you know I had to go with the purple top. I didn't know that was the intention
Yep.
because at that point now you got the customized glove space on lock. So now I know I got to get my now the new golfer the glove got to match, bro. Is
Right.
that
And I think that's, because of the pandemic and because golf starts, I mean, we can all admit golf grew, 20, 30%, especially in the urban community during the pandemic. People really started to play a lot more golf. And as we entered the space, and I say we as those who were not familiar with the game and we're tapping in and wanted to be push our swagger, our style into this game. And as you're going through the website now, you're still going to see a lot of traditional white. That's just the traditional color of the golf glove. So we definitely want to pay homage to the tradition of the game and not go too outlandish, but still add a little small flavor in there just so you can show your individuality. And that's what you're taking a look at now.
that's fire. Okay, so just to be clear, my glove got to match your fit. You can't come out there with the all white glove and black shoes. If you're gonna go with the black glove, you got to have the black shoes, white glove, white shoes with the customized that lime. I busted them with the lime the other day.
Right.
They,
Right.
I'm fresh. I'm be honest with you. And if my guys from Eagle Trace, I'll send. I'm the freshest dude at the club. They be on my gear for sure. They be on
Well,
my.
if you think about it, it's who we are. It's who we are as a people.
Mhm.
When we looked at basketball and how we innovated the game of basketball with Allen Iverson, Fab Five, culture has been infused in sports. In the early 1990s is when we really start to have the baggiest shorts, the shoes and so forth in basketball. And then in football, it was the exact same thing. People were tucking in their shirts, wanting to show their stomach and their back, and having different towels to hanging off of their bodies and so forth in football. Golf is the exact same thing. Golf is going to follow suit, and as more African Americans start to play the game and put our own little flavor and touch on it to make it more unique for us to play, I think it's important that we have a brand that also supports those needs.
Mhm. So interesting. So like, tell me when did you pick up? Like, talk about the game. When did you pick up the game? Like,
I had a mentor, Brother Diggs, Bill Diggs, are
oh,
someone
Bill
I've
got you in the ball.
well,
Oh,
yeah, Big Diggs was a major reason I started to play golf. When I first joined 100 Black Men, I had a meeting with, well, actually, before I joined 100 Black Men, I was still working my way through the process of becoming 100 Black Men of South Florida. I met Bill Diggs, and we had a great conversation. And he asked me, "Did I play golf?" And I told him no. And he said, in order for you to hang, he'd probably be joking, but I took it to heart. He said, in order for you to hang with us and do what we do and be around my group of friends in my circle, I would advise you to pick up the game of golf. And that's exactly what I did. The following week, I went to a pro shop, grabbed some used clubs, and have been cutting the grass at golf courses ever since. Let's just say I'm hacking away at it. But being able to understand that it was not only a social, it's physical for sure. Yes, golf, you definitely have to be an athlete, but the social aspect, the connecting aspect, the networking aspect of it all
mhm.
was vital in what we were trying to do, especially as young Black entrepreneurs like ourselves at the time. Golf provided that outlet that we needed and just kind of showed us different people who played the game
Right.
and looked just like us. That was important.
Right. Now I don't want to take it too. I don't want to go so much golf because me and you we love golf, and
Right.
we want to touch on some of the other intimate parts about what's going on with you, the brand, and etc. But do you remember like how we met? Like, do you remember when and where?
Yep. It was C. Is it CB Smith?
CB Smith
CB
Park.
Smith Park. They had a golf range there, and I never forget. You had a mohawk, and you were golfing. You were at the range, and I saw you hit the ball, and just casual conversation. Hey, man, I like what you're doing. Give me a tip or two. We talked. We didn't even exchange information, and we just kind of
Uh,
talked and helped me out, told me what to do, what not to do. And then as you were getting in the car, I walked past your car. I think you had a Nissan Maxima, I believe.
I think I had that Lexus GS 350.
There we go, the Lexus GS.
Yeah,
Sorry, and I saw the tags, and it was like, oh, he's the bruz, even better. And I think from there we connected and been cool ever since.
yeah, bro, that was crazy because look at not again like to a testament of say relationship business. Look how it kind of came back 360 now.
Right,
And I mean, we jumped on a few projects before that. So, I mean, it really did work. Like the plan, what Dig said worked. Like if you want to get into a new circle of people, open up different opportunities, that was a very effective platform just to do the game of golf.
right. I wouldn't. It's been one of the best decisions outside of I think joining this fraternity of Omega Psi Phi. I think one of the second best decisions was joining this fraternity of golf, and being a golfer and communicating, and it has helped me so much in my personal life, and it's also obviously helping in my business life as well. That I'm thoroughly grateful to be a part of this game.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So for the golfers, okay, I'm not gonna talk no mess.
I won't smoke, man. I won't all the smoke.
Golfers are very competitive. So, you put in the comments who you think is the better golfer so we can have a match. Because what I'm noticing right now in the space is I'm noticing these challenges on YouTube where cities are challenging different cities. I know we have the Q Tour with the Bros where we challenge different areas. The South Florida Qs would take a whole team up to battle against the Atlanta Bros.
Right.
So again, there's this competitive component of it. Are you participating in those rivalries or that birth of the YouTube challenge?
Yes, and no. I think being competitive is one thing. Um, Being competitive and losing is something else. I've been on the, so but as a brand, we try to navigate that space carefully. We definitely want to, for an example, we want to play against other brands. We think that'd be really cool. But at the end of the day, it still needs to be some type of kind of cross collaboration. It needs to make sense for us to get out there, set up our cameras and do what we do. We want to make sure that the other team that we're playing against can do the same thing, and we can kind of cross
Mhm.
pollinate populations and audiences. And if that's not the case, then it's just like, yeah, I still don't get me wrong. I still play a game once a week, twice a week. There's still money on the line. That's always going to be there. But as a brand, I try to disconnect myself from the brand because I
Right.
don't want the brand to be like, oh, we're battling this brand, and it kind of gets to a whole new space. But I mean, golf. I didn't know golf was so competitive until me and you started playing with other guys, and then I started seeing all the bros starting to bet. I'm like, oh, okay, this is really a thing, and
Yeah.
it makes you want to work harder at golf and getting your game better too.
Yeah, it's motivating.
Right, of course.
So, me and Arturo, when I first started to play, I had a I had an epiphany. The epiphany was you can you can look at a person and see how they play golf, see how they handle adversity, and I could correlate that to how I felt that person, well, right or wrong, how that person was in their professional careers, in their personal lives.
Hmm.
Do you have you noticed that as a tendency? Have you embraced that as a
Yeah, thoroughly, and I'll say this: if you watch someone suffer through golf, you understand how they suffer through business.
Mhm.
You watch them. I'll give myself as a prime example. I've played a lot of golf, and the times where I needed to get better, I stopped playing golf and I went on practice and I worked at it. And I look at that as how many other people are doing that, not only when it comes to golf, but when it comes to their business, when it comes to their personal life, when it comes to their relationships. And it's various relationships. It's your relationship with God, it's your relationship with your friends, your relationship with family. How are you working on these things? And I think that transcends in golf. If you cheat in golf, I think you cheat in anything. Period. Point blank. If I see you not counting strokes, or I'm like, okay, so I understand what type of business this person will. He will cut corners. This person will cheat me in business, because golf is a game of integrity. Golf is the game of loyalty. It's a businessman game, and if I catch you cheating in golf, then it's an immediate red flag for me.
Right? Okay.
And to be personal, I seen that question, and it says
Yeah.
the number 7. I just saw it's kind of
Yeah, the
cool.
boss is asking questions. We got to respond. Boss says, "Why number 7? Where'd you come up with 7 iron golf?"
Great question. So our motto, number one, is stay consistent. So the very first time I went to take a lesson, the young lady who was giving me the lesson, the first thing she said to me was, "Bring your 7 iron." And I wanted to know, well, why the number 7? And she says, because it's the most consistent club in the bag for amateurs. I was like, perfect. I like that. And that always stuck with me. Outside of that, 7 is the most complete number on this planet. I'm the seventh son. I was born in the seventh month. So there's a lot that goes into the number 7. But I think when it comes to golf, just the the consistency of your game really matters. Our motto is stay consistent, and the 7 iron club is considered to be the most consistent club in the bag.
Okay.
So that kind of wraps that up.
All right, you got that, boss. I hope we met your expectations.
Right.
So let's jump into some of the entrepreneurship because it's all about business.
Mhm.
We've been working on this business experience. That's our thing. So like every entrepreneur hits a tough spot. What has been your biggest challenge so far with launching a full apparel experience with 7 Iron Golf?
Uh, the the biggest roadblock I would have to say is getting your product done correctly. When it comes to this space, you only have one chance of making that first, like you said, that first impression is the last impression. We were really hesitant on putting out our initial golf glove because we weren't quite sure on the quality, and it took me 7 to 8 to 9 months before we felt comfortable presenting the Tour One Pro. We've had other gloves in the past. We didn't feel comfortable, and I think for every entrepreneur out there, you have to trust your product. And if you've put in the time and the effort and the work to get samples. I mean, it took us literally 7 to 8 months to receive samples upon samples upon samples for us to review, to go to the golf course and swing the golf club 1,000 times in a week to see what does that do to the integrity of the golf glove. All these things have to go in place before you can present your product to the world. And I think that's where we're at now. We've done those steps. So the biggest roadblock is your manufacturing relationship, being able to receive samples and always paying for samples. That's first and foremost. I think that's probably the biggest roadblock we had. I've wasted over, $4,000 to $5,000 on gloves initially because I did not get the samples I needed. I just made a large order and it was a waste of money.
Right. So you want to get that product tested, make sure it's right. And you've always been that guy. I mean, I will say you've always been that guy to have you like quality stuff.
Right.
So, and again, I'm just now from this I see a bigger picture of kind of the gap that you're feeling in the space. And again, I saw that black and white glove, the Two Face.
Right.
Gotta have it.
You said you got to have it.
Gotta have it. I'm placing an order when this is over. I'll have that one.
And that's believe it or not, that's the second glove that we came out with. And one of the reasons why we were excited about that glove was because of the quality. We use high quality leather. That's first and foremost. It's breathable and it just allows your hands to kind of fit comfortably in the glove. That glove also features a sweatband in the wrist right about here, so it allows that sweat doesn't run down and
Oh wow.
obviously outsweats the glove. So that's some small innovations in there that,
Mhm.
that we're really big on, especially playing golf in states or in cities like Miami, cities like Houston, hotter states, hotter climates. You definitely want to have that sweatband in there. So those are some of the things that we looked at to make sure we incorporate in our golf gloves.
Outstanding. Yeah, the guy today was like, man, it's gonna be a hot one. He had like 3 or 4 gloves he had to run through. So
Imagine that. Yeah, with the 7 iron glove, it would have been it would have been a one and done, as we like to say.
I know. Now I know how to pitch it. All right, so let's talk to the entrepreneurs again. Like the entrepreneurs, okay, you talked about your biggest challenge, what it taught you. There's a future entrepreneur in the audience right now that's gonna watch this 10 years down the line and say, how does 7 Iron go from here to there? Let's talk about the confidence that you need. Because we know a lot of people we get this all the time about imposter syndrome
Hmm.
when they step into new territory. I know I'm dealing with it a ton in what I'm doing.
Right,
How do you stay grounded and stay focused as you try to break through a game that is not allowed? Not we just started. They just let us in the game 20 years ago.
right,
Now
right.
we're coming in with apparel products and we're trying to take it to another level. How do you deal with imposter syndrome?
Trust. It goes back to trusting everything that you've done in the past. So when you talk about imposter syndrome, when I go to a clubhouse and I walk in and I present myself, hey, I'm JD Craigman. We have one of the premier golf gloves in the industry. And I stand by that, and I really mean that. You can sell anything once you truly believe in it. And I think I truly believe in our golf glove. You have imposter syndrome when you don't really believe in something. Now, may I, do I believe in myself? Maybe 100%, maybe not. Maybe I'm a little nervous on myself and think, JD, are you really ready to present? But one thing I can say is that golf glove will perform. And I think sometimes I don't even want to speak. I just want to say, hey, try this glove and come back to me in a week. We'll have a bulk order ready for you. That's how much confidence I have in the product itself. So for any entrepreneur, if you really believe in your product, take it to market. Don't be scared. Put it out there. Give it away. We always like to give 10 to 15% of our products away to make them returning customers. If I give you one and you buy five, it's a deal for me. If I give you four and you buy 45, it's still a deal for me. It makes sense for me. So if you really believe in your product, man, go to these various places, go to where the people are at, give it to them and say, hey, we just want feedback. And you'll be surprised at what you receive. I have an inbox full of individuals just saying, hey, this is a great glove. I love it. Could you work on this? Or what about this? Or what about that? Some of the things we do take to heart, other things we just, take it with a grain of salt, but we're talking to the people. We're hearing what they're saying about it. A lot of times you want to come in and hit a home run. That's not necessarily how this game works. You have to kind of go out there and get a couple bats and go on base for a couple of times before the home run comes. And, that's a step process you have to believe in. So put your
Mhm.
product out there. Allow the people to make their decision on it, and if it is what you say it is, they'll become a fan forever.
Mm. Yeah, the product speaks for itself.
100%.
Product speaks for itself. So if you got a really, really good product, you ain't really got to market it. It
Right.
gonna market itself.
Right. Word of mouth. I think word of mouth is always what's gonna make sense. Um, People hear about it, they see it, and then they ask you, "Hey, how is that glove? I saw that guy online. It's actually a great glove." Now, not only are you seeing the marketing, but you're talking to someone and you're getting a real answer from someone. Someone telling you in the flesh, this is a quality glove. It's going to just pique their interest a little bit more. Now I run a
That's
few more ads and you see it a couple more times. Now we got those touches. They're going to be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and give it a shot. And we only
seven.
need one shot.
They need to see it 7 times before they buy it.
Well, that's the old days. Now you got to see it 33 times before you buy.
33? Oh,
Yeah,
it's 33 now. Okay.
yes, touches have gone up. So it's
Woo.
33 times. And then depending on the price point, it's even more. So
Mhm.
7 times is for a product under $10 at
Okay.
this point. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. All right. So now I know. Okay. To my partners in the marketing department, they got to see it 33 times. I mean, we
Oh,
need more budget. Marketing need more budget.
yeah.
So,
Marketing is key, man. I always say that marketing is key.
let's look out 5 years. Where do you see golf apparel space going? Like, what are we gonna look like 5 years? Is Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton? Is everybody gonna come into the golf space in the next 5 years? And how will Seven Iron continue to lead?
Well, I think some of those brands that you've just mentioned, they're already in the golf space. Louis Vuitton has a bag for about $25,000. Prada has head
Hmm.
covers. I believe I just seen Toomey had head covers as well. They're already in this space, but their market is a little bit different than our market. I think for Seven Iron Glove, we want to be the everyday glove. Between the TaylorMades, the FootJoys, and a few other big name brands, we want to be able to kind of corner literally 2, 3, 4% of the market initially. If I'm able to get 4% of the market, it's a success. Um, and we have the same quality. So I just feel like it's just more so the marketing. The marketing is what we need behind us. And I think in 5 years we can really be a household name for just having quality gloves. I think right now we have over maybe 20 different variations of gloves that we have that maybe the world hasn't seen that, and that we're trickling out slowly but surely. But when it's all said and done, I want every school to go to our website and say they have our school colors. I want every middle school. High schoolers. That's something that's going to be our market as well. We want to be able to for them to feel different, in team colors. And I'm probably giving away too much of my sauce here, but seeing that. We're not seeing that right now. We're not seeing a junior varsity golfer, wear his school colors on his hands and being in every country, and in every county in Texas or every county in Florida. They're not seeing that right now. They're still seeing the traditional all white glove that matches with whatever they have. But just imagine the individuality of having your own glove to match your team's your team color.
Yeah,
That's the difference. That's what we want to be. And we're small and nimble enough to kind of get those things done.
right. And I noticed, I did notice you had a couple of NIL guys moving around. Are you actively? Do you have some talent that you're promoting, or like, can you speak to like how you're getting this product to some of your talents?
Right. So we scout talent all the time. Looking for individuals right now. We just worked with we're working with the lady by the name young lady by the name of Finesse, and she is growing like a weed when it comes to followers and so forth, but she also takes the game really serious, and we like that. We have other individuals that we work with, more on the influencer side, that we're really excited about. Individual by the name of Cam and Tosh, and they have a whole team out there on the East Coast that they're working with, and we're happy about that. But then there's the NIL space, and that kind of shows the validity of our glove. Showing that, hey, we have a collegiate golfer out here that's gaming our gloves. Maybe not in tournaments, but he's gaming our gloves. When he's playing casual rounds and so forth, due to the NIL deal and them already being signed to certain schools, there are some restrictions. But when you start to see pro golfers and when you start to see individuals that's taking the game serious wearing a 7-iron glove, now it's like, let's pay attention a little bit more. Currently right now we have 3 long drivers wearing our gloves. One is a world ex world champion long driver who's wearing our gloves, and then we have our frat brother James Anderson and his buddy that's also wearing our gloves as well. So not only are our gloves soft enough for the pro golfer who's just trying to make a chip, to save par, we have guys that are swinging our golf gloves at 150 ball speed,
Mhm.
115, 120 miles per hour club head speed with our gloves, and they trust our gloves enough to kind of go through that process. So now we're in, we're covering it all right now.
Yeah, I like that. I like that because that's what I've been watching. I'm watching a lot of the influencers in that space, and it seems like
Right.
they're just looking for partners that will help. Like a mutual partnership that will help both brands. Do you see that as? Do you have a philosophy on dealing with influencers for like those that are in business? Because like what advice would you give somebody if they want to deal with an influencer in the business? Give us a good, bad, and ugly if you could.
The good is smart, start small. The bad is start too big, and the ugly is starting too big, realizing that they didn't have the outreach they said they were. And I can explain those for you here. The good is to start with individuals that have 3 to 4 thousand followers. 2,500 is a real good space to be in. 2,500 followers, but then you want to see their likes, and you also want to see their comments. If they're between 10% when it comes to likes and comments, so let's say you have 250, let's say you have 2,500. The influencer has 2,500 followers. If they're anywhere between 100 150 comments, I'll take it. If they're getting 100 likes, 200, 300 likes, I'll definitely take it. That means they have some type of influence with their community.
Right, they're
Now,
engaged.
the ugly is you reach out to somebody who has 1 million followers and they have 14, 15 comments. That's the ugly. They may charge you $500 for a post. You put your money in the fire and you'll see no return. The individual with 2,500 followers may charge you $25 for a post.
Mhm.
And you will see more engagement from $25 than spending $500. So you really is doing the research and starting small. And then also, with our influencers, we've sent them gloves first and foremost and say, hey, do you like this product? And if you like this product, by all means, we can form like Voltron and make a team. If you
Right,
feel this product is inferior, please do not rep our product because the love would be fake, and that's one thing we do not want. When we started to work with the long driver, we sent him a couple of gloves. Say, what do you think about this? And he responded back and was like, "This is absolutely amazing. I love this product, and I want to spend money with you guys." Not only is he wearing our gloves, he's also paying for his gloves, and that's stuff that we're super grateful for. To be like, wow, we're making a small impact. So it's more so making sure the person that's receiving the gloves, that's going to put these gloves out there, make sure they believe in the brand
right,
just as much as you do. Because if they don't, it's just going to be another person that they're paying, another person that you're paying, and is going to fall to the wayside.
right. So bigger ain't always better. You want quality.
Oh yeah,
In the bros, we call it members versus men.
yep. 808, 8 versus 80,
Yeah,
100%.
we want the 8%. I want 8 quality versus 80 people that just BSing around.
Right.
So JD, it's been a pleasure. We do this thing called the lightning round. Okay,
Hmm.
Sun and Thunder. I'm gonna say a word. You're supposed to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't think about it, and it's going to be hopefully politically PC.
No,
First thing comes to mind. Ain't gonna be nothing crazy. American Dream,
not real.
not real. Oof. Fairways.
Sorry
Hey,
about that.
fairways.
Okay, go, ask me again. Let's start over. Can we start over?
No, it's in the history
Okay,
book.
let's
Fairways.
do it. Fairways. Hit them straight.
Q.
Dog.
Legacy.
Start one.
AI.
Love it.
Love it. All right, my brother. So this has been another edition of Give Me the Mic. We hope that we motivated, inspired, and cultivated a future entrepreneur, future golfer, future professional. And we hope that you guys follow 7 Iron Golf. Buy these gloves, and then make sure your glove match your shoes or your hat. I'm not going to tell you again. But now I got it. So I'm going to be killing them out there, and I'll be an advocate for behalf of you. And I appreciate you, my brother. And thank you for being on the mic.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, and I love what you guys are doing.